Yay!
Yeah. Don't know if you're all hearing the cheers. I was hearing the cheers. Turn it up a bit there. There we go. Fine. Alright. We do a little bit of gaming. It's going to be a short one today because got home from work, watched some Hell's Kitchen with my mom, and now we're here and I gotta go to work tomorrow, so probably an hour or so we're going to explore ancient Egypt. Because recently I was watching some YouTube stuff and we're talking about how, you know, maybe the pyramids are a lot older than we say they are. And they made a lot of good points. And I like thinking about stuff like that. So we're going to explore Egypt of ancient times for an hour or so. Check out the pyramids. Think and wonder. Maybe stab some people in the face while we're at it, too. Assassin's Creed Origins. Not the Discovery Tour. I want to be able to stab some people in the mouth. Okay. 91 hours. So for a long time, the theory was that the pyramids were built by slaves, as mentioned in the Bible. And they've come across evidence that, no, that's not the case. The pyramids are not, 2,500 years old. They can be as old as 30,000 years old. And perhaps the Egyptians, like the pharaoh and stuff, they never built them. They just came upon them and decided to make tombs out of them and stuff. So who built? Because it's made up of 2.3 million giant multi-ton rocks that were dragged from a quarry through a bunch of mountains, they say 500 miles, and then placed perfectly one by one to form the pyramids. And then at one time, they were all shiny with limestone, and then over time, people just took the limestone and just destroyed it, and yeah. Could it have been aliens? Was it a civilization that was a lot more technologically advanced than we are? Even though they didn't make any iPhones or nothing, but yeah. Alright. Where be pyramids? And I was just checking them out last night. Down there. Come on, where's Giza? There we are. Let's start with the Sphinx. The Great Sphinx. And there's theories about the Sphinx. We're gonna go up and take a look at the Sphinx, and then we're gonna discuss those theories and decide officially what happened here. See you around the grape juice. Yeah. Yeah! I mean, did humans really drag those blocks and place them in? Did they have a way of doing it that we just haven't figured out yet? I mean, they never discovered, like, the technology and shit that we have now. They had a different technology. Well, there's the Sphinx. Okay.
The Great Sphinx. It is smaller than I expected.
So you look at the body, and then you look at the head. The theory now is that the Sphinx was actually originally a lion's head. And then when the Nubians conquered the whoever's, they replaced it with a human head that is like too small for the body. It looks like, this is how cats will sit, their paws out like that. Let's see if there's a tail back here. This thing here, you like the tail running up? Or is this? Because, when the cats sit like this, they'll wrap their tail around their body.
A hidden entrance.
Where?
How long has this been here?
Oh, we can go inside. Yeah, it's obviously some kind of animal with a human head on it. Did it used to be a lion? The Nubians come along and say, "We conquer you, and we're going to change this to a human head, and we're going to change history." There's that fire at the Library of Alexandria, or whatever, how many hundreds of years ago, that people say had so much human history in there that just suddenly destroyed in a war. Maybe in there it was, they told how all of this was built, and by who, or by what. Green Stele. Here lies the statue of the great Khafre, the glorious, the respected one under the protection of Ra. Memphis and the great cities adore his face and make great offerings to his Ka. One day, as the sun was high, Prince that guy traveled here and rested under its shadow, as he dreamed of the great god who spoke to him. "Watch me, son, for I'm your father, that guy. Examine my body, life for ruins like a dying person. The desert that I used to rule now defies me. Before all who live, I will grant you the crown when you have relieved me of my burden." Let's see, look at that. So it has two people, and it looks like, you can see it looks like lions. I like zoom in on that shit. Lions on top of these two things. Or headed people. Let's go check out that entrance. Let's go inside. Let's go up top first. Let's see, might be something hidden up here. All this. Was it slaves who dragged it along by a rope for hundreds of miles and then placed it? Because they also say that everything in the pyramids was, each giant rock was perfectly placed. You couldn't even get a razor blade in there. Everything was just perfectly. The precision. So was it aliens? Like, I remember the end credit scene to one of the X-Men movies had Apocalypse using Apocalypse magic to build the pyramids. I mean, the pyramids, they could have been put here by aliens. Aliens who built the pyramids as some kind of, we were here thing, or we were here and we will be back. And they said that they found hieroglyphics that date back 30, 40,000 years. This is fascinating, man. If the pharaohs just, conquered this area, the pyramids already built, and then just went in here and made a bunch of changes and shit. Watch out for snakes.
Ah, a dead end. Does not make sense. Or there must be a way forward.
Yeah, through there. Try to jump across there. We can get back up. An eye and ear out for snakes. They have rattlesnakes in these tombs in this game, from what I remember. Can they hurt you? See, look at all these big bricks, and they had to be carved. They had to be friggin' dragged. There's theories that the pyramids were like a power station, like a power plant. I don't know. Let me just Google real quick. How accurate are the inside of the structures in Assassin's Creed Origins? Question mark. The inside structure of Assassin's Creed Origins are among the most historically authentic in gaming, with Egyptologists and historians closely involved in the design of the While the game's tombs, pyramid, and temples are remarkably accurate, developers occasionally took creative liberties to accommodate gameplay mechanics for player pacing. Yeah. For a breakdown, the internal layouts of the Great Pyramids and various royal tombs are highly accurate. Their internal passages, chambers, and corridors were meticulously recreated using the best archaeological temples and shrines. The internal walls of tombs often feature painted scenes and hieroglyphics that accurately reflect real-world Egyptian religious sites. Sarcophagi and shrine placements, everyday structure, Okay. Let's assume these are accurate. Like, what do these mean? This was their language. They wrote in pictures. I remember learning very little about hieroglyphics in school. I forget what class it was. So these are all just like standing guard. And you have words, mean things. This is fascinating stuff, man. Look, look. Each one of these big brick rocks weighed tons and tons and tons. You have to drag them from a quarry. You have to shape them and carve them and shit to get the shape. It's like, that's... And you see, look at this face like here. Looks like it could be the face of a big cat. It's one in the middle. I guess they put all this on the wall in the dark. Well, with fire, of course, but yeah. But why? Were these built before the pharaohs even showed up and conquered? And they were like, wow, these were obviously built for us, because we are gods! Or did they just make themselves gods after they conquered? Damn it, I wish I knew hieroglyphics, damn it, what does this mean?
Amun. What is this?
You light this room up, then. Watch out for snakes. Yeah, see, like, these things are sitting like cats do. Like, if these were built by the pharaohs, why did they give themselves cat bodies? See, look, there's the tail. This is like a lion or something. Was this thing made by the pharaohs after they discovered, like, let's assume, okay, right now we're going to assume that all this area was built by, not the pharaohs, but by something else, thousands and thousands of years before the pharaohs came along and took it up. Was this piece made by the pharaohs? Or did they take a sculptured lion body and replace the head on this thing too? The pharaohs just come along and say, nope, we are gods. We're gonna change history, we're gods now. What does this mean? It's hieroglyphics, the scarab and the stuff. Wow. Cobra. Head here. What does this language mean? Birds and the stuff. We like these?
That burns.
What? Oh, I'm on fire. Shit! Oh, I just dropped a smoke bomb. Guess I'm not on fire anymore. Just light these up. Yeah, so they didn't have, like, pen and paper to write on, so they just inscribed shit on the walls. It's like the civilization that built these, they were more technologically advanced in their own way, and we haven't figured out exactly how. What the year? Ooh, can I come back up? Just go around. So there's something, a hole. Yep. See, look, big bricks, little bricks. How? And what does all this mean? Like, how do we know what these hieroglyphics mean? Do we just make it up? Or did a bunch of people really study each one and came to a conclusion, okay, this has to mean that, that has to mean this. Let's go down here. Okay, here we go. Can't just get back up there, can we? What if we, like, climb these sidewalls, can we? Hey, that might be a way up. Just double check. I want to go back up there and go into the other hole. Yeah, looks like it might be able to. We will. Good. Shite! Grab on! Yeah, shit wagon! Alright. What is this? This isn't rock, this is... Or maybe it is. Could be enemies in any of these things. Ancient enemies that just come to life. What is the black stone? Look, all this stuff built in here. It could have taken hundreds, if not thousands, of years. No writings or anything. There you go. What'd you stop for? Ooh. Nothing to read on here or anything? Look, it's a light coming down on you. Fine. No, okay, no. But where will it take me? Maybe we'll go back and see if we can climb up that ramp again. It's the fifth element. Let's go back up that ramp. What's all this dark? Is it some kind of carbon? No writing or nothing on it. Right, let's see if we can go back up with the power. Look at me going on up. Let's try that. Like when we're all long gone because we destroyed the planet and shit, and all of a sudden another life form comes along, and they see the buildings and shit that we made. They're wondering, how did they do this? How did they make these? Well, we have left blueprints behind. Let's go in this door. Oh, nothing. Fine. Fine, let's go back down there and exit the tomb and check out the pyramids. Look at it. We got some kind of animal and a duck or something, a swan on the wall. Got a big fish right there. Alright, let's do the exit. All this is actually in or underneath the Sphinx. Why? Why did they do this? And then their theory is that, you know, they did a blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden a comet or something just came and destroyed a bunch of shit. And life was terrible for hundreds or thousands of years before they got back on their feet and started over. Right, fine. Pyramids. You see how smooth and flattish they are, whereas now they all look like, you know, the shit on the bottom. Just all these exposed Thousands, millions of bricks. Giant stone bricks. Let's go in that order. Let's go to that one first. Keep an eye out for enemies in hyena. And how much, if anything, is buried underneath all this sand? Because they say that 9,000 years ago it used to rain here. And the theory is that all the limestone was... No, on the Sphinx or something. Heavy rains for hundreds of years. Like, did something. And now, like, they get practically no rain in Egypt. What's that down there? Dude, get your mouth. Hey, look, it's Cammy! Oh, there's a tree.
Whoa.
There's a mini pyramid.
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa.
Let's look for an entrance. Look how smooth. How much is buried under this sand?
Whoa.
Right now, you check out the pyramids. It all looks like this. All these exposed bricks. Like the smooth shit. You see, it could have been shiny as hell, blindingly glaring. Dude, climb up the fucking wall, right? Kudo, manicure, mana, that guy. And did the pharaohs find these and turn them into tombs? Declare themselves gods. Declare themselves kings. Over here first. Did I destroy these? Yeah! Huh, yeah! And why is all this here? Why? How? When? And who? Is this just... Let me go back here and go down there. Is this... Yeah, it's probably just down there, down there. You see, there's like no brick. It's just all a stone wall. No, like brick, 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 brick down here. Why? Wheels. Vases and stuff. No hieroglyphics though. Like, were these things built by a civilization that they figured out their own way to, like, travel through space And maybe they made it to Mars and put that face on Mars Sith. Pyramids are awesome. Do you have a theory about the pyramid, Sith? Do you believe the slave thing, or aliens, or something else? Shit, lads. Come on, man. No! Climb the fuck up if we can get up to there. £190. Must be nice. I'm almost there too, plus a few more. You can't get up there? Shit. What about here? Ooh. Pyramids used to be part of a world civilization. That's what I'm thinking too. Like, I think that they're a lot older than, you know, we think they are. Probably 30, 40,000 years old. And then along came the pharaohs. They conquered the area and just took it over and came up with their own stories and shit. Was I in here already? Yes, it's like the world population was in contact with alien species. That's what I'm wondering as well. Like Stonehenge. Could that be some kind of we were here, left by aliens? Or we were here and we're coming back, left by aliens? Not gonna let me climb up there? Okay, let's go on to the next big one. Alright. Let's look for an entrance.
Whoa.
Have you heard about free energy and ether? Basically, to have free energy, anti-gravity? No, I haven't heard about that. An entrance up there?
Whoa.
Doesn't look like it. I believe those ancient civilizations had advanced technology. Yeah, man. Like technology that we have our own advanced technology that they obviously didn't have. But how did they do this, man?
Whoa.
Did they say that every one of these giant bricks, they had to be carved and dragged from a freaking quarry hundreds of miles away and then placed perfectly to make these pyramids? Human slaves did that? I don't know. I don't think they did.
Whoa.
Can I go up in there? In hieroglyphics, like, what do the hieroglyphics mean, man? The voids of space is not void of energy. Space. Shit, can't go up here. Dude, just drop. Not space, it's ether, bro. Ah. I don't know, I've never been, but I like to think about these things. Yeah, how much more might be buried under all this sand? Because they say that, you know, hundreds of years of rain did something to the Sphinx. And the Sphinx used to have a lion's head, and then all of a sudden, the Nubians or the pharaohs showed up and they replaced it. Shit wagon! Replaced it with a human head that's too small for the lion body. Damn it. He's got it. Where is an entrance to here?
You should not have come here.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah! Slice him! Bitch. Oh, yeah! But you get, clone! Now, is there an entrance back there? Albert Einstein was a fraud? No idea. I don't know much about Einstein. I never bothered listening to his, you know, being taught about him. I have no idea what the theory of relativity is. Come on, there's gotta be an entrance to this one. You know that matter itself is clear light particles and everything takes shape of the toroidal. No, I didn't know that. Dude, look at this. Is there something buried under here, like an entrance? An entrance up there? Alright. You see, like... Look at the side, like, of these giant bricks. I googled it, and according to Google, the pyramids and the internal, the outside structure is pretty accurate to the real thing. Look at these things. Look at these bricks, these giant rocks. Weigh tons and tons and tons, and they have to be positioned in place perfectly to form this whole thing. It's all covered in limestone, they say, that just glistened and was shining and was blinding. Perhaps used as some kind of power plant. Well, electromagnetism is what gravity is. Oh. And assuming these were built 30, 40,000 years ago, were all these tunnels and shit built too, or did the pharaohs come along and do it? Like, look at the precision, like this, like the kind of tools you need to make this door, to carve it and cut it and shit. Oh, good and glorious Ptah, take this offering of a sacred bull and do not rain your curse down upon us. We are simple men. Our families were starving. That is the truth of it, and we humbly ask you forgiveness for our transgression against you. That's the thing, too. Did the pharaohs come along and just make themselves kings and shit after they conquered? And make themselves gods? That's the kind of shit that human people do. The dumb shit. That's all that's in here. No writings, no drawings. Ooh. Possible some tunnels were built by others. That's what I'm thinking, man. How did they do it? Was how they did it destroyed in that big Alexandria library fire or whatever? That's all that's in here? Wait, this is where I came, right? There was another way. Let's see. Our oligarchs have destroyed a lot of the past. Oh, I know, right? You know, they say that history is written by the winners. So, you conquer a friggin' area and come across giant pyramids, you can just rewrite history and say, oh, yeah, we had a bunch of slaves build it and because we're gods and shit. So, yeah. History in old ancient architecture is awesome. A scared one, do not be angry. We will find and punish them. For those who desecrated your bedchamber still have blah 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 blah. You see, like, this little thing. Was it originally put there? Or did the pharaoh people put it there? Well, those stone blocks are so massive they can't even have slaves buzz them, bro. Exactly! And like I said, apparently they were dragged from a quarry 500 miles away. Through mountains and shit. How did they do it? No matter men can move those blocks, bro. They're fucking heavy as hell, and how are, like, you know, starving fucking slaves gonna be able to freaking haul all that shit? The size of these bricks, man. They each weigh tons and tons and tons. They have to be placed perfectly. They have to have a blueprint. how to do all this. For mountains put on a Nile River. Who knows? I wish I knew. Could have been, who knows, maybe it was aliens using their alien technology to just lift them one by one. Who knows? What's this? The lake of fire will swallow our enemies, great conqueror, despoiler, lord of the blood seas. May you raise these arms against those who oppose you in the afterlife. Yeah, or did you just rewrite history? Huh? Look. Ooh, there's some hieroglyphics. It would take them weeks to move around, especially in a hot desert. Exactly. I wish I knew what hieroglyphics, what all this meant, man. Learned very little about hieroglyphics in school one day. I guess they didn't have, like, pen and paper to write shit down on, so they, somehow this can be moved with that. Oh, can we move this? Ah, move that. From what the past was, some humans preferred and lived wildly, and others used advanced tech. I'd love to know. I remember playing when we were kids, man. We'd go find an area, oh, like in a forest or something, and be like, "Oh, cool! I'm now the king of this area." And we declare ourselves the king, and so who's to say the pharaohs didn't do all that? They wrote all over these walls and wrote their own history, made up history. Ugh, bunch of dildos. So what is the point of that unless we can use it to jump up there? I've seen theories saying our oligarchs destroyed the benevolent aliens and we're ruled by evil man-eater lizards. Who knows, man? Okay, so what is the point of that shit over there? Of moving this? Ow. We get up there? Wait, can we climb the pillars, maybe? We climb up these? There's stuff up there. Climb the walls? Buckle fucks! Have to go back? Is there there's no secret passage? So what was the point of all this? Wait, maybe the point was put that under and use this to climb up to jump up there. So put that back under there. Here we go. How and who or what? Yeah, that's how you get up. And obviously all these things on the walls and shit were done. They had to have discovered fire, unless they had their own form of electricity with lights. Am I allowed over there? Can we climb this? No. Wait, can we go like this? Oh, cool. It said cool. Shit, Knuckles! Fuck. Let's see where all this stuff goes. What does all this mean, man? And what is this? There's two people. What's that there? Could be praising someone or worshipping someone. Apparently those evil lizards can summon demonic forces like the video game and Doom on Mars. Maybe the civilization that built these things also discovered their own way to travel through space and went to Mars and put the face on Mars. Who knows? It's like when we're all gone because we destroyed ourselves, and all of a sudden another species or life form comes around, and they see all the buildings and shit. Are they gonna be like, how did they do this? How did they build the Eiffel Tower? How did they build the CN Tower and shit? Go back real quick for a sec. Along come the pharaohs and decide to use it as tombs. Ancient tablet. Let's go. Of course, it might just be fantasy. Exactly that too, but I like thinking about stuff like that. All the 7 wonders. And all the wonders that used to be that are no longer around, but these freaking pyramids have lasted 50 million years. You know, I think if aliens exist, they probably understand the esoteric supernatural world beyond the veil. Who knows, man? It's like I said, maybe these were built by aliens to say they were here and they'll be back. And if they will be back and they see what we've done to these fucking pyramids, rode all over them and shit, they'll kick our asses. Let's go out. Look at these bricks, man. Look at them. Carved, I mean, they didn't just go into a quarry and find all these perfectly square rectangle bricks. They had to carve them. What tools did they use? Machines. Tomb of blah blah blah. Where are we now? This is still part of the pyramid? Oh no, that's part outside the pyramid. Okay. We're outside the pyramid now, aren't we? So that's a tunnel that would take you inside. Okay. So where's the next one? This is Tomb of Khufu. Let's go visit Khufu. Let's just do the fast travel over there. Is magic like we imagined possible? Maybe. Who knows? Especially because matter was... We know it seems to bend the universal conscience of all living things. Wish we knew. For sure. But we'll probably never know. Unless, of course, it was aliens and they come back and tell us before they kick our asses. Believe in this big gold thing. Yeah, on each pyramid. There'd be power plants. Power shit. Power the amazing machines and shit that they use to build this shit. No, they would have had to build this shit and then build it. Yeah, so... Okay, go down. Slide, clown! No, slide! What are you doing? Here. Here's this and they found out about it. Who knows? Maybe they've even put the face on Mars. But didn't do much else because it was just, you know, they couldn't breathe on it and all that shit. Hey, look at this stuff out there. Just a bunch of stuff buried under the sand. Metaphysical, not materialistic. I don't know, I've never been. But maybe you're right. But I like wondering, even though I'd like to know for sure. I'd love to know for sure. How? By who? And why? Ooh. Okay, it's only going to be a short one today because I had to work, then I watched some Hell's Kitchen with my mom, and I have to work tomorrow. Yes, I just wanted to explore these things and wonder stuff. Like, look at the size of these boulders and shit. Starving, beaten slaves dragged all this shit. Ah. Squeeze through this crack. Yes, I know. Let's see what's around. mean, was it built like this initially on purpose? And then the pharaohs came along, conquered, and turned some of the rooms into tombs? What happened? Why? Why? Why is this here? There's a commoner named Jedi Ro, who lives in there, a commoner 110 years old who eats 500 loaves of bread, a shoulder of beef for meat, and drinks 100 jars of beer up to this day. He knows how to mend a severed head. He knows how to make a lion walk behind him with its leash on the ground. He knows the number of chambers in the sanctuary of Thoth. Does he? You see, I have a notebook where I can write shit, made up shit too, you know. And look at all the jewels! Why? Break all the seals connected to a sealed door to open it. I'm pretty sure I already did that. The unwary who unleashed the desert sands will be swallowed into the arid depths, will they? Or are you just making shit up? What do these mean, these hieroglyphics? This looks like somebody bowing to somebody. Or who knows? Like, why would you hire all these jewels here? All this gold and shit. Were they hiding from something? They're like, oh shit, we better hide the valuables. I don't hide it in the big, hide it in the pyramid. Was it being hidden to protect from the weather? My guess is this was put here for safekeeping because something was scaring them outside. See, look. Another animal body with a human head. Nation tablet that we found. Kanum Bibebe, son of that person and queen her, bringer of light, saffron robe, beloved of the golden orb and the silver sun. Yeah. Did you all just conquer this area and just make up your own shit? Decided who was the kings and the queens and... I want to go back and look at the Sphinx again. The small head on the lion body. Because some people say that the Great Sphinx originally had a lion head until the pharaohs conquered and changed it to a human head. Did I watch X-Men 97, bro? I watched the first episode. And I just couldn't get into it, really. But it was the first episode of the current series that they're doing. I looked it up and I know there was a series done in the 90s. I don't know if it's still the same thing, just with better animation and shit. See, look. Did they take a stone and move this out and then... Or were these rooms built on purpose? And why? Like, the blueprints for these things. Buckle shits. How the hell do I get out of here? I guess climbing the walls. No, let's do this. Let's go back to the Sphinx. Let's look at the Sphinx again. another little bit and then we'll end. 6:07. They say something about these pyramids that they face perfectly northeast, south, and west. Whatever that means. Like, what faces northeast, south, and west? Like, maybe it... Go see the Sphinxy. There you are. See, look at this Sphinx here. They say that the head is, like, too small for the body. And they believe, well, some believe, that this was actually a lion. And it was a lion's head that was made into a person head after the new rulers invited themselves in. Because look, this is totally how, I mean, I had a cat. This is totally how cats would lay. With their paws and arms out like that. The tail, like, I guess this would be the tail, be wrapped snugly around their body. Yeah. And these are made of smaller bricks, but still. Why? Who and how? But like, look, it's not just the pyramids, it's this shit too. Tools did they use? Because hunter-gatherers, man, they had what? Like, I don't think they had steel. They had, like, primitive shit. Unless they discovered something that we haven't discovered. Yeah, see, that could totally have been a lion's head with the mane, and then they just carved it down and put a friggin' person on it. He said, "Yeah, well, we built these. Just look at the history that we wrote." Statue of the Great. Yeah. The Great Afri. But what has this guy got in his hands? Like he probably had... Oh, there's a woman with him. Probably had something, you know, like a stretcher of some kind. And you got her. These hieroglyphics, man. What do they mean? Yeah, that Sally would sit like that a lot, man. That's how cats will sit, just chilling. Sometimes they'll put their hands in like that. Then he got all these. And all this shit. Like Google says, this is all pretty much accurate to how it actually looks over there. All the stuff with the bricks in this area. Then you go further, and you don't have any of the bricks here. Any of the big bricks. It's all here. Fast travel to who? Tomb of blah blah blah. It's all here. Why? Wow. Look at the big stones.
Right position, get it.
Shut up. Did an asteroid or something come along and destroy a bunch of shit? Like, let's assume it wasn't the pharaohs. Let's assume 30, 40,000 years ago it was a society of humans. They built all this shit. All of a sudden an asteroid or a comet lands and wipes them all out. Along come the fucking pharaohs and they're like, oh my god! Look what we found! Let's make some shit up! History's awesome. Be better if we knew this history for sure. We got more here. What is buried under all this shit? How far down does it go? The bad guys around? Oh, they're waiting to ambush my ass, are they? Well, they're level 17 and 18. I'm level 52. Let's go, bitches. No, let's...
I will
Right.
find you there.
Fuck yeah!
Alarm, follow me.
That's right! I'm gonna name myself king when I kill all of you!
Your time will come.
Rewrite my own history! Yeah! Oh, scary! Go get him, go get him. Shit! That's right, run, you peckerhead. Get him. Yeah, right in his friggin' eye! Oh, I got a trophy, silver one, right on. Want to watch more ancient Egypt shit. But shit where people don't just say, oh no, it was definitely slaves, blah 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 blah. I want to hear new theories. Look, look. Okay, so we got this. So let's free fast travel to a different area. So all this area is all the big giant bricks and shit. So now let's go to Alexandria and see how many big giant bricks and shit there are around here. And if there aren't any, then that tells me that definitely the pyramids were built, constructed by a different society than who built where I'm going now in Alexandria. Like everything is just the big stones over in the pyramid area. Why? Let me see something. Let me Google something. Is the quarry where the pyramid stones were found located anywhere in Assassin's Creed Origins? Question mark. They say that quarry is like 500. Yes, you can explore the areas where the pyramid stones were sourced in Assassin's Creed Origin. While the game is set in 49 BCE, long after the pyramids were constructed, it features several historical fictionalized quarry locations. Well, I guess maybe we can see what it looks like. You can visit and explore the following quarry-related locations across the map. They say it was 500 miles away. Is this like 500 miles? This map is a pretty big map. You can explore sprawling pits, eliminate commanders, and for the Giza necropolis. The game heavily features the Great Pyramids, while the active construction sites have turned to ruins. The surrounding desert reflects the geological and industrial landscape where the limestone blocks were originally cut. So they're saying the stones were dragged all the way here, and then they were cut in the area where the pyramids are? Okay. Look. No, this is okay. Let's get down here. Look, I don't see any gigantic stone bricks. I see fancy friggin' marble or whatever, and yeah, okay, so I think it's safe to say that whoever built the pyramids, or sorry, whoever built all this shit did not build the pyramids. Is what I'm going on right now. Unless of course, I mean, maybe they did. Could be that, oh, like the way that they lugged the friggin' stones around, it was like, oh no, we found a different way and different materials to build with. Let's just build with these. So who knows? Wow. Fair! Stabbed you in your fucking head! Fuck yeah! I'm an assassin! Shit, careful, man. He doesn't land like a Odyssey guy. Oh, and also, see all the big cat hieroglyphics in the thingamies back there, the pyramids and shit, the tombs. Didn't see any crocodile hieroglyphics and shit. Didn't see any hyena. It was all lion. Big cats. Okay, we're just gonna go across here and then we're gonna end. Oh, I won't let me stand on there? Fine. I see itty bitty blocks. Itty bitty stones. Don't have the big giant pyramid things. Doesn't necessarily mean that whoever built this did not build the pyramids. As I said, they could have found an easier way to transport the rocks and whatever, blah blah blah, over time.
Out of my way!
Shut up. Yes, fast travel somewhere so it'll autosave for us. Wait, there was that thing way out here. Can't fast travel there though. It's buried under sand. What else is buried under all this sand? Sinai? There's a quarry? What is a quarry? Let's go check it out. Amazing. How? By who? And why? I think perhaps the pyramids were power plants, and they used the energy from those power plants to build Alexandria and blah 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 afterwards. But how did they... Damn it. How? We're gonna end. I just want to see this quarry real quick. Right? Oh, look at this place. Where are we on the map? It's a whole new area. Here's one. It's on skis. Still, that heavy as fuck. Yeah, see, okay. More bricks, more giant. And they're on skis. I guess these guys are carving them, shaping them. Really? With this hammer and chisel? Maybe I'm not familiar with hammer and chiseling. So is this the stone that maybe they built it out of? Oh, so okay, yeah. So they're taking a big, I guess, a big giant thing, and they're making little, well, not little, but yeah, smaller giant things out of it. Maybe that's how they did it. Who knows? All right, so we're gonna end here. Most likely will not be streaming tomorrow. We'll do my best to stream a little bit on Sunday, because I'm working on Sunday as well and on Monday. Either way, I will be back eventually. Until then, thanks to Sith and Sir and the millions of others for showing up and wondering about the Great Pyramids of Destruction and Awesomeness. What is that? Really? This thing was able to lift that shit? Oh, it's being, okay, now I see what it's being used as a thing. Obviously, it won't go down if I jump on here, right? Because I'm not heavy enough. There's another one way up there. Right there. Damn. So I guess this is implying that they transported them by ship on the water. But do we know this for sure? How many, if that's the case, how many would you have been able to get on to one big ship? These things are fucking giant and heavy. That seems like what they're saying. They're implying that these things were like, look at the precision. Like, that these were hauled via the water. Who knows? I know, I'm just not telling anybody. Alright, next time, go do stuff and have a good time doing it.